रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः. Uttarakhand, chapter number 70. The vulture and the owl. The recitation begins now. There lived for a long time a vulture and an owl on a mountain extending over the banks of a river, resonant with the notes of cuckoos and filled with lions, tigers, and various birds, situated in a pleasant forest abounding in trees near the city of Ayodhya. Once upon a time, the vicious vulture, alleging that the nest of the owl was his own, began to quarrel with him. O worshipful sir, thereupon they both said, the lotus-eyed Rama is the king of all people. Let us go to him, and he will decide to whom the nest belongs. Having thus settled, the vulture and the owl, being impatient with rage, quarreling with one another, appeared before Rama and touched his feet. Beholding that lord of men, the vulture said, O preserver of humanity, thou art the foremost of celestials and asuras. O thou of great effulgence, thou art gifted with intelligence and learning more than Brihaspati and Sukracharya. Thou art cognizant of the good and bad conditions of creatures. In beauty thou art like the moon, and art irrepressible like the sun. In glory thou art like the Himalaya, in gravity like the ocean, in prowess like the patriarch, in patience like the earth, and in velocity like the wind. O Raghava, thou art the preceptor of the mobile and immobile creation, gifted with all sorts of wealth, illustrious, devoid of a revengeful spirit, unconquerable, victorious, and master of all shastras and laws. O foremost of men, hear, I have an application to thee. O Raghava, I had built a nest for myself. This owl is now occupying it as his own. Therefore, O king, do thou save me. The vulture having said this, the owl began. True it is, O king, that in him are the portions of the moon, Indra, the sun, Kuvera, and Yama, but there is also in him a portion that is man. But thou art thyself the omnipresent deity Narayana. Thou, impelled by thine own self, dost judge all creatures impartially. Therefore, a portion of gentleness is well manifest in thee, and therefore do people call thee a portion of the moon. O patriarch, in anger, punishment, gift, and fear, thou art our giver, destroyer, and protector. It is for this that thou art called Indra. In energy thou art like fire irrepressible unto all creatures, and because thou dost spread thy lustre upon all creatures, that thou art called the sun. Thou art the very Lord of riches, or art even superior to Kubera. Like Padma unto the Lord of riches, Shri is always by thee. Because thou dost discharge the functions of Kuvera, you are the giver of wealth unto us. O Raghava, thou lookest upon all creatures, mobile and immobile, with an impartial eye. Thou dost regard thy friends and foes with impartiality, and thou art duly protecting thy subjects. O Raghava, death pursues him with whom thou art offended, and it is for this reason that thou art styled by people the highly powerful Yama. O foremost of kings, because thou art forgiving unto all creatures and a kind king, that people sing thy glories as of a man on earth. The king is the strength of the weak and the helpless, and he is the eye of the blind and the refuge of those who have no shelter. Thou art also our king. Therefore, do thou listen to our petition. O king, entering into my nest, this vulture is oppressing me. Thou only, O foremost of men, art the divine chastiser of mankind. Hearing those words, Rama sent for his counselors, the ministers of Dasharatha and Rama, Vrishti, Jayanta, Vijaya, Siddhartha, Rashtravardhana, Ashoka, Dharmapala, the highly powerful Sumantra, and others were well versed in laws, high-minded, conversant with all the Shastras, intelligent, born in respectable families, and adepts in counsel. Having invited them all and ascending his Pushpaka car, he went to the place in question and descending there asked the vulture, How long has this nest been made? Tell me if thou remember it. Whereto the vulture replied, From the time when mankind was first born and spread over the four quarters of the globe, have I been living in this nest. The owl also said, At the time when the earth was first adorned with trees, that this nest of mine was constructed. Hearing those words, Rama said to the counselors, "That assembly is not an assembly where there are no friends, nor are they old people who do not dwell on religious topics. That religion is not a religion where there is no truth, and that truth is not the truth where there is hypocrisy. Those counselors are liars who do not give proper replies in time on the subjects they are well informed on. He who does reply to a question under the influence of passion, anger, or fear binds himself with 1,000 nooses of Varuna, and at the expiration of full 1 year he is released from a single sin." Hearing these words, the minister said to Rama, "O thou having a large mind, what the owl has spoken is true. The vulture has not spoken the truth. Thou art the evidence this, O great king, for the king is the refuge of all, the root of the subject and the eternal religion. He who is punished by the king is not doomed to a degraded state. He is, in truth, saved from the fear of hell and reaches the better state." Hearing the words of the ministers, Rama said, "Hear what is mentioned in the Puranas. Formerly, the sun, the moon, the Vulcan, with the stars, the earth, with the mountains and forests, the three worlds, the mobile and immobile, were under the water. At that time, only Narayana existed as a second Sumeru. In Narayana's belly was stationed the earth with Lakshmi. Having destroyed the creation and entered water, the highly effulgent Vishnu, identical with the souls of creatures, lay asleep there for many long years. Beholding Lord Vishnu asleep after the destruction of the universe, and knowing Vishnu of obstructed breath, the great ascetic Brahma entered his abdomen. Thereupon, when the golden lotus sprang from Vishnu's navel, the great Lord, the ascetic Brahma, originated therefrom and was engaged in austere penances for the purpose of creating earth, air, mountains, trees, men, reptiles, and all creatures born from womb or egg. At that time, from the ears of Narayana originated two valiant and dreadful demons under the names of Madhu and Kaitaba. Beholding the great patriarch, they were greatly enraged and pursued him. Thereat the self-born one cried aloud hideously. Awakened by that sound, Narayana engaged in fighting with Madhu and Kaitaba and slew them with his discus. And with their gore the whole earth was deluged. Thereupon, purifying the earth again, Hari, the preserver of the world, covered it with trees, and various drugs were also created. The earth was called Medhini because it was filled with medhas or marrow of Madhu and Kaitaba. It is for this that I hold, O ministers, that this house does not belong to the vulture but to the owl. Therefore, this vicious vulture should be punished, for this wicked, vicious-minded one, robbing another's nest, is oppressing him." In the interval, a voice was heard in the sky stating the true facts. "O Rama, do not slay the vulture, for it has already been reduced to ashes by the force of Gautama's asceticism. O Lord of men, this vulture in his past birth was a heroic and truthful and a pure king by the name Brahmadatta. Once on a time, a Brahmana by the name of sage Gautama, the very personification of Kala, came to the house of Brahmadatta for food and said, 'O king, I shall feed in thy house for more than 100 years. Thereupon, offering that effulgent Brahmana with his own hands water to wash his feet, the king Brahmadatta made arrangements for his meal. Accidentally, flesh was mixed with the food of the high-souled Gautama. Being enraged thereat, the ascetic imprecated him with a dreadful curse and said, 'O king, thou become a vulture.' The king said, 'Be propitiated, O thou of great vows. Do not imprecate me thus. I have out of ignorance committed this offense. O great one, O blameless one, do thou act so that this curse may find its termination.' Thereat, understandingly that offense was committed by the king unwittingly, the ascetic said, 'O king, in the race of Ikshvakus a king shall be born under the name of Rama. O foremost of men, thou shalt be released from the curse when he shall touch thee.' Hearing the voice in the sky, Rama touched Brahmadatta. Thereupon, renouncing his vulture form and assuming a beautiful body smeared with celestial perfumes, Brahmadatta praised Rama and said, 'O thou conversant with piety, By thy favor I have been saved from a dreadful hell. Here hath ended my curse. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunapte Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam.